My name is Oluwatimileyin. I'm a business and transactions lawyer and an associate at Acuity Partners, and this is Acuity Corner. In this episode, we'll be having a merger conversation, and my goal is to help you understand what a merger is, different types of merger, and other important aspects of the merger conversation. So what is a merger? A merger is simply the fusion or unification of different businesses, and there are various strategic reasons or determinants for engaging in a merger transaction. The first is growth of the business. Most businesses intend to grow and develop stronger capacities and develop their product or their business model, and so most businesses will definitely fancy the idea of merging with other businesses. The second is synergy. Synergy deals more with the compact force of two businesses coming together rather than for financial or economic reasons, and so two strong businesses can come together to join forces and take over a particular industry or market. And finally, sustainability. Because in order to ensure the sustainability of a business, major businesses would fancy the idea of merging with other businesses just to preserve the legacy of a business. So what are the different types of mergers? We have horizontal merger. Horizontal merger basically involves two businesses in the same industry who are direct competitors merging together. The next is vertical merger. A vertical merger would involve the fusion of businesses, one, that are not in the same industry at all. For example, an automobile industry merging with a tire producing company. And the last is conglomerate merger. So for conglomerate mergers, this is a merger between businesses that are not in the same industry and they are involved in distinct and totally unrelated businesses. So what are some of the important conversations that you should pay attention to before you structure or strike a merger deal? The very first thing is to pay attention to the financials of the company you want to merge with. It is important that you pay attention to commercials like the income statement of the company, the balance sheet of the company, the working capital schedule of the company, the debt schedule of the company, amongst other things. So it is important that whatever company you're investing in, whatever company you want to merge with has a very solid financial statement. The second thing you should pay attention to is the brand equity of the business. What is the public perspective of the business you want to merge with? Is there a traction of credibility, and can people ascertain that the business you want to merge with is a business that is worth merging with? The third thing you need to pay attention to is market influence. So as it relates to market influence, here you have conversations around customer base, product, and business viability, among other things. Finally, you want to pay attention to the business model and the ideology of the business you want to merge with. So would you say that your business, the way you run your business, would properly work with the business you want to merge with? Because there are two different businesses, but you guys need to have businesses need to have similar, if not the same ideology for a proper fusion to happen. So finally, how does a merger happen? The very first thing is to identify the business you want to merge with, and once that is done, you send in a letter of intent. However, note that before we advise our businesses or our partners or business partners to conduct a basic due diligence on the business before they send the letter of intent. So once the letter of intent has been sent to the company you want to merge with, the next thing is to conduct a proper due diligence audit on the company, and this is where you get to dive into the nitty-gritty of the business. A due diligence helps you understand or ascertain if the business you want to merge with is one that would help your business, or one that you can merge with, basically. Once you've sent in a letter, once you've done your due diligence, the next thing is to negotiate the deal. Now, I've worked on a couple of transactions, and I see that most businesses would negotiate the deal when they are drafting the merger agreements. We advise clients to negotiate the deal before you start preparing any agreement. It is important that you already have the terms settled. You have the important conversations already discussed before you decide to prepare an agreement. And of course, once you have negotiated the deal, the next step is to prepare the merger agreements. So mind you, there are a lot of agreements to prepare for a merger transaction, so it's just not just one document. One of which will include the definite purchase agreement. You have the NDAs, just to mention a few. Then the next thing is the merger approval procedure. So the merger approval procedure is basically where the board or the key important personnel in the business will determine if they are willing to approve the merger conversation. And so in merger approval the procedure, you have things like the fairness opinion. People tend to give an unbiased opinion about the deal you want to structure, and then you have the voting approval, which is usually done by the board. Once this is settled and the deal has been approved, then you can then close the deal. Once the deal is closed, mind you, a merger deal does not end at the closure of the deal. There are post-merger conversations to have. There are post-merger agreements that need to be drafted and signed also. For extended conversation and more insights on the merger conversation, kindly visit our website at acuitypartners.com.ng, or you could check any of our social media pages. Thank you.